Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is Mellow7 Gaming, and we are taking a look at the patch notes for Solasta's winter update. Now, the game is downloading, and it's going to take over an hour, and unfortunately, I'm working today, so I don't have time to sit here and wait and get a video started within the game for you, but I can take 15 minutes of a break here and hurry and get something recorded and tossed up to YouTube for you. So let's go ahead and take a look through it. I have watched this initial video. I recommend going and take a look at it. We are at Solasta game.com, by the way. The actual website, I know it got cut off here the way I've cropped things, but the official website for Solasta. And it's nice because it's going to show you what some of the new maps and stuff are going to look like, which is really cool. Otherwise, it doesn't say anything there that we're not going to talk about down here. So, new content and feature. There's going to be an entire new quest line with a few locations, actually, on the world map for us to go to. Some new magic items, which is great. We can hide during combat. So important things, you have to break line of sight to hide. And then if you are within their front 180-degree arc, you're automatically revealed. There's no contest check. You've walked out where they can see you, and it's obvious you get spotted. Otherwise, you'll have some checks based on, where you end up close to the enemy, whether you attack, do abilities, how good you are, what your armor is. That's all the normal stealth modifiers. So how they're exactly going to work out, whether they stuck with tabletop or not, I don't know. They've said that hiding in combat is very contested on tabletop, and I have no idea what the 5th edition tabletop rules are. So I can't throw anything in. We'll look and see if it works for us or not. It does mean that we will be taking a rogue for our playthrough of the new content, by the way. And I think somewhere, well, we'll get, apparently it's down farther, so we'll get to it when we get to it. You can also apply poison to your weapon. Something else, we had the Poisoner's Toolkit, but we were unable to actually do that. I think we even found some poison at one point, but we weren't able to apply it to our weapon. So that'll be nice. Again, more reason to run with our rogue, or even to run with kind of a nasty fighter's class, that could poison as well. Several new spells have been added. It says, pass without trace, see invisibility, animal friendship, find traps, calm potions, and protection from calm emotions and protection from poison. Now, see invisibility and find traps are already in the list. So I'm not sure what they're talking about here. Maybe they were in that mystery patch that changed lighting for us. So potentially, maybe that's when they were added. I don't know, but they were in the game last time we were playing. So 2 new cantrips, both of which I really like. Shine, which lights up an enemy. Similar to Fairy Fire, I guess, but it looks like it gets a bright light and doesn't give you advantage to hit them based on the light. Fairy Fire does dim light, but gives you an advantage because it outlines your target against the dark, I guess is the idea. They kind of work against each other a little bit for that, but I guess they're sufficiently different that we can live with it. And Sparkle, which you can cast on all the torches and sconces, wall sconces and stuff. So I like that one a lot, actually. Sparkle's awesome. High air, hair, eyes, and skin color have been added. It was pretty limited, which is a little bit odd in today's games where sometimes all a game has is super deep customization with no real gameplay. So it's a little odd, but it's fine. I didn't have a problem with what they gave us before, but more customization is nice. And I guess this goes with that, additional faces. I'm not sure why this isn't just one deal. But okay, is what it is. New monsters have been added. We do know that there are Minotaurs in there. We don't know what else is, as far as I know. They haven't said yet, unless it's farther down here. And the scavenger faction is working, which is going to be great. So you can, I believe, flag items, and the scavengers will pick them up. And then you get part of the money. And when you drop by Caer Kiflin, you can get paid. And there'll be more work on them as well. All right, major changes. Inventory and loot changes have received a lot of requested upgrades, it says. So you can double click to loot equip items. That I like that. To be honest, yeah, that's something. Yes, I'm happy with that. I didn't think about tossing that in, but I think I tried it almost every time and it never worked. So I'm glad to have it in there. Party will share wealth. Okay, I'm good with that. It just means we don't have to hit split/share. And I'm sure they did that for weight reasons, so that people were actually carrying the coinage they were carrying. So they probably took coins out of the weight calculation if they were still in, but that's generally the reason to do that. a second quiver so you can go back and forth between regular magic. I like that. It's just a convenience thing. New warning when equipping a combination of weapons you can't wield. Okay. And you need 2 light weapons to dual wield properly. I don't know if that's a 5th edition rule or not, but you should be able to wield with anything. In previous editions, you could wield with whatever in your one hand. And then the second one needed to be light, I believe. But you could have a long sword and, swordbreaker, or whatever in the other hand. So that apparently is maybe a new rule or a custom rule. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how that goes. Looting is a small window instead of the entire inventory. Okay. Looting bodies will automatically loot a sizable, so we don't have to do everything. And of course, that decides to pop up. I've had Steam open now for probably 35 minutes, and it just now decided to pop that up in the middle of what we're doing. So, go Steam. I'm glad my dog didn't bark. Somebody just walked. I've moved the computer inside, so we're gonna get more dog barking because he likes to sit in the front picture window and bark at everything that goes by. Not a problem when we're in the garage. More of an issue now that we're inside, but it's just too cold outside. I can't live in the garage anymore. Let's see, what do we need? So they'll loot a sizable area. So anyway, so we'll have an AoE loot, which is great. You can open a shop directly after having talked. Yes. I'm glad about that. I don't remember if I said something about that or not, but I didn't like having to go through a bunch of conversation to get back to doing the shopping. I just like to shop. I think we talked about maybe right-clicking on the person instead of left-clicking on and having the option to shop that way. I don't remember. Shop interface has been revamped to display more items at once. Lighting system is reverted back to tabletop. Dim light will no longer give a disadvantage, only on perception checks, which again means you have to have a torch out if you're going to run into traps, or use the detect trap spell, which I am certain was in there. Dark vision will properly allow you to attack into darkness with no disadvantage. Since the character will view darkness as dim light. All right, so darkness is dim light. Dim light isn't anything, I guess. Dark vision still has a maximum range. 60 feet, 12 cells, okay. Sorax will receive the Children of Darkness buff while in dim light and darkness, which enhances their fighting prowess as they are creatures of the dark. Get out some light, okay. Unlike on tabletop, you'll still be able to target creatures that are heavily obscured. Technically speaking, you shouldn't be able to click on enemies in the darkness. We found that it made the game very frustrating as players could see the monsters even though the character wouldn't be able to see them, so they were unable to interact with them. And that made non-dark vision ancestries even weaker because they could not attack. Well, again, I wish they would either just go with the tabletop rules as written or just house rule it all rather than try to mix and match. But we'll see how it plays. Maybe this mix and match is great. We'll find out. I don't want to. I won't be negative until we see it. Just as a general overall theory, or theory, or plan, whatever. Rules are written. Rules aren't written in a vacuum. They're written so that they work off of each other. And so tabletop rules work within the realm of the totality of the rules. So when you go, okay, well, we're going to house rule just this bit. Well, that means the other rules aren't necessarily balanced or working as intended anymore. So we'll see how it goes. But like I said, house rule, everybody has house rules. Every place I've ever played D&D, every group I've had has had a house rule. So we don't have a problem with house rules. We just don't know how they're going to work yet. And we'll find out. Combat consoles received several improvements. You can hover any attack, damage, saving, and see the details in the dice roll. Thank you. That's great. I do want to see that. If you're going to give me the dice, give me all the dice. You can now hover over creature names to see the monster card with your current stuff. Okay, that's nice as well. Saves you having to back all the way out and figure out how to get into the bestiary while you're in the middle of combat. Combat UI, seen several improvements. Dash will no longer immediately consume your action and will instead show you the updated movement range. Okay, moving inside the first area will only consume your movement, while outside will use your action. Okay. So that's nice. So you can click dash, see your overall movement area and go, okay, well, I only need to go to here And so I don't actually need my dash, and you don't waste it on accident. So that's good. It just cuts down one click, essentially, or maybe 2 clicks to figure out your movement. I always start the opposite way. I start with my normal and see how far I can go, and then if I need more, I go dash. But I can see how that can be useful for some people. Dodge or disengage will ask you for confirmation. That's always good before you waste something. The cat's awake now too. So the dog didn't bark, but the cat's awake. Food system, a little less hardcore. We had problems even we had advantage on all our hunting with like 2 of our 4 party members, and we still didn't hunt very successfully. But he'll offer up to 50 rations. Will properly prioritize foods you find on the road so you consume less rations during. Yeah, I still don't know if that was working or not, and that might be the problem. Even when we were finding food, maybe they were eating the rations instead. No idea. We could have checked that by seeing how much rations we started with, counting up how much food we found, and doing the math manually. I never did that. World map also allows you to automatically cast good berries, create food and water. Okay, that's fine. No, I guess I was remembering a dev diary about that. I was gonna say, didn't it already do that? But I don't think it does. Some NPCs in Caer Kiflin now wear their faction tabards. That's good. Make it easier to find who you're looking for. You'll be able to buy the Manicalan Rosary from the shop. Exit areas are made more visible. Okay, well, we did have that at least once. Once I got used to it and got used to looking at it, it was an issue. But we did have that one campsite where we got ambushed on the road, and you couldn't exit like you do when that exact same map is a campsite. You had to go somewhere else because you were on the road. I've minimized it too much. On the road, get my air quotes in there. Anyway, so I can see how that will help new players. Definitely. You'll now be able to click directly on a hit dice in the short rest panel, and the dice will properly roll in the bottom of the screen. Nice. Okay, I like that. Long rest fire icons now flicker. Okay. He says, doesn't sound much, but it's cool. All right, we'll accept your swear on your mom. But we're coming for your mom if it's wrong, okay? I'm just let you know. Added animation to hanging cages crashing down, okay. I've never ever get anybody to stand underneath any of that stuff, so it hasn't mattered. The ground should look a little less monotone outside Bone Keep. Effects to some spells. Improvements to the blueprint. Scrolls will stack properly. Oh, that'll be nice. Actually, that is really nice. I like that. It's just because there's such limited inventory space, and it doesn't really matter. I don't think inventory space was cut down based on weight. I think there were just X number of slots and weight, but I'm not sure about that. I could be wrong, but we have run out of space before, even though I thought we had weight left. So being able to stack up lighter weight items like that is really nice. Visual feedback, such as paralysis removed, okay. Added visible enemy movement banner during enemy turn as monsters who are playing without being visible. Oh, okay, yeah, just so you know something's happening in the background. That's probably a good shout. Some bug fixes. Alt key will highlight interact will now properly working. Oh, okay, I didn't notice that it had it. I don't think. The bug which caused looting to take several seconds. Okay. The ladder which was unusable in the Tower of Magic is usable again. Oh, okay. So it wasn't just me. Nice. It's nice to know that nobody could get that Tower of Magic or that chest. Okay. And other bug fixes. All right. There are a few bugs that are still going on. The blocker in front of the Abjuration Tower, small puzzle that only activates at night. Attempting to interact it with the day past the quest update, telling you to come back by night. In front of the Abjuration, there's a small puzzle that only activates at night. Attempting to interact with it during the day, past the quest update, telling you to come back at night. They need to, there's some bugs in their sentence structure here, but I get it. Okay. So if you attempted to interact with a day, it didn't tell you to come back at night, and it breaks the puzzle. Okay. So you have to save. So in front of the Abjuration Tower, when we get there, we need to make sure that, I guess we just sit there. I honestly don't know how we wait for night to come. Like, is there an option to just wait to kill time without actually doing a rest or doing something like that? We'll have to figure that out. In a certain bone keep room, killing the ghost in a single round will make the game take around 10 seconds to end the combat. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure I know which room that is. I don't think we've killed him in a single round, but who knows? In the past, and maybe we could. Skeleton's Dark Castle, we tagged as allies by mistake. The ready cantrip ability will cast Sparkle instead of offensive cantrips if you have Sparkle in your spellbook. Since monsters aren't torches, nothing will happen. Oh, okay, I got it. If you're not doing anything right then, but you want to ready a spell or a melee attack or something like that, you could ready a cantrip, and in this case, it's only going to ready Sparkle. Okay, got it. Minotaur doesn't like it when you use ready action. If you attack him with ready action as charging, it will ask the game for a 10-second timeout. Okay. It's a shame because he's the perfect one to do that ready ability on because you know he's going to charge, right? Some missing textures. There are 2 barons apparently somewhere. Okay. We'll see how that goes. Broods have learned to cheat the system and no longer be targeted by weapons while on walls. Spider broods, I guess. Still target them by clicking their portrait. Oh, okay. Easy enough. So we'll know that that's there. And did we see something like that elsewhere? We might have. It seems to me I had problems clicking. Well, I know we had the button on the wall that I had to click above it, but I thought I had problems somewhere with clicking on monsters that were walking along the walls too. And we did the same thing. We targeted them by clicking their picture. If you have a specific encounter against a single brood, you'll see that this particular brood somehow managed to cast Kagebunshin no Jutsu, and you will be facing 5. Okay. And it's possible that some saves from older versions will run into a block room. That's fine. We're going to start a new save. Difficulty, too easy, and there will be difficulty settings later. So that's it. That's the update. So my plan is to create a party. It will include a thief at the minimum. It will so we can do poisoning. I know Kitty Cat. I'm almost done. It will include a mage, so we can do enchanting weapons. I don't know what we'll use for fighter yet. We haven't looked at paladin yet. I don't think we've run ranger in our parties yet either. I've played with them privately. So we'll take a look, see what that party will be. I'll play up through the previous content and get us up to the new content, and then we'll start our save there. So it will probably be 2 or 3 days, depending on how much time I have in the evenings to work on this. So that is the winter update patch notes, and I will see you next time. Have a great week. Cheers.